We have some major breaking news here today. This is from Kurt Nimmo. Is U.S. Army training to take on the Tea Party? And he has video of this. We talked about how they tried to sic riot police on peaceful Tea Party people in Illinois yesterday with Obama. And now we discover the Army was there. Well, of course, the Army was there, regular Army and National Guard at G20 in Pittsburgh last year. Of course they're there. I mean, we got the document, over a year ago, that the Ron Paul events, the Tea Party events, and, of course, they have sound cannons at the events for the public in San Diego. And we learned that I'm being surveilled, Ron Paul's being surveilled, that the In the Fed events have regular Army intelligence there. And in the particular document we've covered ad nauseum here, it said, don't let them know you're Army or they may attack you. So they're telling them we're dangerous terrorists. You know, we're evil Americans that don't like offshore banks robbing us. Is the U.S. Army training to take on the Tea Party? On April 17th, the Courier-Journal in Louisville, Kentucky, reported on an Army exercise dubbed Mangudai, named after the special forces of Genghis Khan's Mongol army, who could fight for days without food or sleep. The Kentucky newspaper portrayed the exercise as an effort to train soldiers to battle the Taliban in Afghanistan. Designed to test the limits of officers' physical, mental, and emotional endurance. They had one of these drills in Austin a week and a half ago, by the way, at Camp Mabry. The emerging Army exercise offered a revealing window onto modern combat training in the era of Iraq and Afghanistan, Chris Kenning wrote for the newspaper. Over 3 days last week, participants had to crawl on their bellies under real machine gun fire, shimmy commando style over a single rope high in the air, and march for more than 22 miles through the forest. But according to information received by the Patriot blog post, there's another aspect of the military exercise not reported by local media. This week, I was contacted by a number of military personnel enlisted in officers' ranks who expressed concern about military exercises underway at Fort Knox, the U.S. bullion depository. As with most such exercises, the Fort Knox alert occurred in stages, as if real-time intelligence was being provided to various intervals, writes Mark Alexander. Alexander cites an intel advisory issued on Friday, April 23, 2010, that identifies terrorist threat adversaries as local militia groups. That's confirmed. Anti-government protesters, Tea Party. And then we have a link to that. In short, the military was training in Kentucky to take on mythical militias. And that's also going on in Illinois. No word if they were the FBI creative variety and, remarkably, the non-violent Tea Party movement. See, Northcom and Homeland Security is meant to engage red-blooded Americans. And we even have the military now talking about the scenario. It continues. Anti-government healthcare protesters have stated that they would join the Tea Party as a sign of solidarity during a protest at Fort Knox. The Tea Party groups are armed, have combative training, and some are former military snipers. Some may have explosives training experience, according to the intel report. So this is what the military is being taught. And I told you over a year and a half ago, they were training every police department for IED attacks, improvised explosive device attacks, by militias. And they're going to stage attacks, say the American people are doing it, and they're going to try to roll the military out nationwide to confiscate the guns, just like New Orleans. They are preparing for this. We've got to get the word out now. And they'll blow up a few federal buildings, they'll kill some troops, and blame it on us. The intel report updated Monday, the 26th of April, 2010, noted that the rally at the militia compound occurred and viable threats have been made. Many members were extremely agitated at what they referred to as government intervention over taxation in their lives. We'll be right back with more of this. This is just more devastating information. I want Watson to boil down.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
This is so amazing. During the 3-minute break, I'm reading over the actual intel documents from the U.S. Army, directly from the U.S. Army, posted on mainstream newspaper post. This is mainstream news. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Taking on military, U.S. former military that's planning to kill U.S. troops. See, and this has been going on forever, but now it's intensifying, and they've got riot training, you name it. First, they train the troops to take on Muslims, and they also have some of that in the drills, guys wearing headdresses. But then they just shift over, and they talk about the militias are drunk and that alcohol use fanned the flames. Many military-grade firearms were openly carried at the militia compound. Former U.S. military involved. So the U.S. military, this is the headline Watson needs to put up, or Kurt needs to put up. This is confirmed. I mean, you know, Kurt is a professional journalist. He's worked for major newspapers, and I love Kurt to death, but it shouldn't be, is the U.S. Army training to take on the Tea Party? It says they're training to take on the Tea Party and the militias in the documents right here. I don't even know. I want to have Dr. Bob Bowman on about other issues, but I pretty much, I'm going to get him to talk about this because, I mean, this is a subject we've got to talk about now. Folks, it's just, it's happening so fast. It's happening so furious. For PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, we'll pull the article up on screen for people where we have these documents saved. And you can go read these for yourself, dated April 23rd and April 26th. So some of this was just going on 3-4 days ago. And this is just disgusting. And I'm reading this, that militias are going to attack the Fort Knox gold depository. Give me a stinking break. I mean, is there no end to this? That's why you've got to get Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, on DVD. And make copies and get it out to everyone you know, because we show how they're staging the terror, how they're brainwashing the military. We have military commanders on admitting they were doing gun confiscation drills in Iowa, practicing going door to door to take the guns. I mean, they're training to take our guns. They're saying we're terrorists. They're training the Boy Scouts. And the New York Times reports to, quote, take on disgruntled veterans. We have the MIAC and Homeland Security reports where they admitted over a year ago that the main target of Homeland Security is the American people. And then last week, the head of the FBI said, yes, we're shifting from Muslims to the American people. And the Muslim threat is fake to a certain extent. This is completely fake. And they're staging these events and building it up to use the military against us. And large portions of the military are already illegal aliens they've hired. Obama rallied with a bunch of illegal alien troops that they were legalizing last week. I mean, we are in so much trouble. I just can't even believe how sickening all of this is getting. The demonstration did not happen due to federal and local law enforcement influence. So they're saying they went in and stopped the demonstration. Possible raid on local white supremacist organization may have been made in the last 48 hours. And then, see, they talk about white supremacists, and they say Tea Party organizers stated that they will protest at the Gold Vault at a future date. And then it talks about tracking the Tea Parties, tracking the militias, how they've got infiltrator groups in there, how the Army's working with federal and local law enforcement organizations as these groups are armed and have combative training. And some are former military snipers. Some have made explosives training experience. And it goes on to talk about their exercise to take on the Tea Parties and take on the militias, and they mix in white supremacists with it. And then meanwhile, Oklahoma passes bill outlawing militias, saying you can't have a militia, we're going to just arrest you for that. And this has got years in prison under it. I mean, they are moving against the American people. There is no doubt. It just gets worse and worse and worse by the minute. This is a red alert. Good job, Nemo, getting this up. But, I mean, we need to get Watson on this right now with headline, military training to take on Tea Parties, militias, and others, listing former military as terrorists. Okay, that is what this does.